I think we are ready to begin our practice about fearlessness. Yes? Okay, so let's start by taking a comfortable, easy seat. Sukhasana. And if you want to see me better for the demonstration, you can pin my video or just go to speaker view and that should do that for you as well. So as we take this first seat, take a few deep breaths, roll your shoulders up by your ears, and then exhale, press your shoulders down. Let a breath go. Inhale, squeeze your shoulders up. Exhale, roll your shoulders down. We'll do that one more time. Squeeze and roll. Pause here for just a moment with your eyes closed to notice this gentle breath coming and going here at the beginning of your practice. I want you to be aware of your feet. We're going to pay a lot of attention to feet today as helping us stand on solid ground as we face our fears. So I want to introduce to you Abhaya Mudra, and it's very simple. It's just taking your right hand up like this. It's almost like you're raising your hand. So your thumb is tucked in. You've seen a lot of statues of the Buddha and some statues in Hinduism with this sign. This is the sign of fearlessness. So just pause here for a moment and maybe reflect on the energy or the emotion of being afraid. Maybe something that you're in anxiety about or fear about. And just let this gesture dispel that fear. You might also bring your left hand onto your belly, which is where we feel fear. This where we have, butterflies in our stomach or a stomach ache about something. You can bring your left hand there to bring a little gentleness to the upset. We'll come back to this mudra in several of our postures today. Go ahead and release the fingers to the floor and then take a deep breath, arms overhead, stretch as tall as you can. And as your hands meet, bring them down in front of your heart. Tuck your chin, stretch the back of your neck. And let's do that again. Inhale to reach. Exhale, tuck your chin. And one more time, up high. And lowering the chin, getting a stretch in the back of the neck, but also just this humble gesture of bowing. And then come back up to neutral. Swing your right leg around. So you're sitting in this kind of a mermaid shape. And again, if you want to elevate your hips a little, you can. And in this mermaid shape, take a deep breath in and we're going to twist toward the right leg. And as you do this, you're going to feel a little stretch really around your left thigh, your left hip. You can look over your shoulder and just take some deep breaths here. And coming back to center, arms reach high, deep breath in, and then go ahead and twist to your left. Breathe here, letting your spine be tall, your hips feel settled. And come back to center. And then we'll just switch sides. This first peek at our hips, our shoulders, And moving into the body, inhale, arms up. This time we'll twist left side first. So toward the foot that's on the outside. Spine tall. Maybe ring out through the belly as you exhale and twist. And sweeping the arms high. Exhale, twisting over now to the right. And we'll find our way back to center. Let's remove any props and bring ourselves around to a tabletop position, all fours. And take a moment to really get the alignment here. So spread your fingers, put your hands right underneath your shoulders, your knees right underneath your hips, hug your belly in, tuck your chin just a little so you feel this long spine. And we're going to tuck our toes. So start to feel a stretch underneath your toes. And then on your inhale, we're going to hover. So just let your knees come an inch or two off the floor. You might feel a little shaking right here. This is just us facing our fears, just being willing to step into something that's a little challenging. We're going to stay present, deepen our breath. And exhale, release the knees. Flatten out the feet, toes point back, and start to move through cat and cow. Inhale to lift, and exhale, almost just like a surrender. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower the head, tuck the chin. So as you're moving with your breath, just noticing what it feels like to be present right here in your body with this movement, this breath. That's really the best tool we have to deal with fear, because fear is always something that resides in the future. What if, or what if not? On your next exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips, come into downward facing dog. And explore downward facing dog today as if it were the first time you've ever been here. Really get present to the sensations in your body. Feel your hands. Feel your shoulders, your hips, your knees, and your feet. On your inhale, raise the right leg high. Just shake out the ankle a bit, and then step that foot through right to the top of your mat. And let's drop our back knee, pause here to start looking into the hips. And we'll move back and forth at first, hamstring to hip flexor. And as you move with your breath, the practice is just staying present, being here now. You might start to use that ujjayi breath, that whisper breath. That's the breath of the warrior. The next time you come forward, tuck your back toes, lift the knee off the ground. Inhale, one breath, arms overhead. And lower your arms back to your sides. Let them touch the mat. Downward facing dog. Pedal the heels. Breathe the breath. And on your inhale, raise your left leg up high. And wiggle out your toes a bit. Draw that foot forward. Step the left foot down. Drop the right knee. And then just ease yourself down here into front and back, hamstring and hip flexor. So moving our bodies in a way that captures all of our attention. It's so interesting here that we can't possibly be living in the future. There's too much here to pay attention to. And the next time you come forward, tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and then slowly, gently reach up and lower back down. And as your hands come to the mat, bring the back foot to meet the front foot and pause here in forward fold or ragdoll. Either one will work. If you'd like, you can sway, move your body side to side, or just hang here and breathe. Being aware of your footprints on the earth. Standing in your own two footprints right here, right now. Press your hands to your shins and create a nice flat back, low belly, strong. I'm going to inhale the arms up overhead, come into a nice little back bend. And on the exhale, sweep the arms back, airplane arms. And we'll do that 2 more times. Scoop up and back. Hinge from your hips, come forward into that tabletop back. Reach. 1 more time. And then pause right here. Arms behind you, palms down, chest open. And explore picking up one heel and then the other. And if you'd like, face your fears by coming up onto both feet. This is called drinking bird, and it's a little scary. We're looking over the edge. Pull back with your shoulder blades. Lean forward with your heart. And let's lower those heels again. Scoop the arms up. This time they circle around. We're starting to find that chest all the way down. Fingertips on the earth, bend the knees, circle around. 1 more time. Circle around. And pause in mountain pose. Pause here to notice your body getting warmer. Pause here to notice your footprints in this moment. Not future, not past, here, now. And we're going to create a flow that's a little different than sun salutations with the same intention in mind, just heat and body awareness, moving meditation. So follow me, take a deep breath in, arms overhead, and then swan dive, forward fold. On the inhale, step the right foot back, drop the knee. And on the exhale, the left knee comes down and we press back to child's pose. And if this feels really inviting and lovely, stay here. If you'd like to continue in this flow, shift forward, spin your elbows and lower all the way down to your belly. Come up to cobra on your fingertips. So it's going to feel a little bit higher than cobra this time. And you're just going to look over your right shoulder and over your left. Release down. Press hands to shoulders, slide back again, child's pose. And on the inhale, come forward with the right foot. Good, tuck your back toes, lift the knee and step into forward fold. Arms sweep around and up, find a little back bend and come to your heart. We'll do that again. Inhale up, find a gentleness here. Forward fold. Right foot back, knee to the ground. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale forward and melt your body to the earth. Fingertips come out wide, lift up a little higher than cobra. Lower down, slide back, child's pose. Inhale, right foot comes forward. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and step forward, fold. Arms sweep around and up, a little back bend, and we meet at the heart. I'm gonna go one more time. We'll pause in the middle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Right knee steps back. Child's pose. Come forward, lower down, fingertips out wide, open up into a little bit bigger than cobra, not quite up dog. And then release. Press back, child's pose. And the right foot steps forward. I'm going to pause here for a twist. So we have the option to stay just like this. I'll invite you into some deeper stretches. But one option is just to be here and find your hip flexor. Option number 2 is to pick up that back foot and bring that stretch a little higher up into the quadricep. Option 3 is to step the right foot, the right knee a little wider and open out into a twist. Might look like this. You might find your ankle. Wherever you have decided to be, close your eyes and breathe here. Breathe into this twist. Find yourself right here in this moment and this moment and this one. And we'll release whatever shape you have made with your body. The hands come to the inside of that right foot. Tuck the back toes. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Just let your hips be a little bit heavier here. And then open up again into a twist. Breathe deeply. Right shoulder hugs onto the back. And we'll release the hand. Step the back foot to meet the front foot. Forward fold. And you're going to notice a big difference right to left. Shake out your shoulders, your neck, and your head. And let's change that. So the left foot stays where it is. The right foot comes back, knee to the ground. As you breathe here, close your eyes, come into that hip flexor. You can stay just like this or bend the back knee. If you chose that twist, step your left foot out a little wider and reach back toward or to your foot. Let your focus be pulled inward. What are you feeling right now in your body? Let this asana be about present, centered awareness, embodied awareness. Right here, right now. Just this. Let's release that. We'll come back to the center, both hands inside the left foot, tuck the back toes and lift the knee. Then we'll start to open up here in a twist. Left arm comes up high. Fingertips to the ceiling. Really stretch yourself in 2 directions. Way up on those back toes. Deep breaths. And release. Let the back foot meet the front foot in a forward fold. And then with fingertips on the floor in front of you, just bend and straighten your knees. Move back into those hamstrings a little bit more. You're welcome to have your hands on a block or a chair in front of you if this doesn't feel great. Bring your hands to your shins, lift halfway. And we'll do that drinking bird thing again, arms behind. Inhale, scoop up and back. Exhale, flat back. Straighten the legs a little more this time. Should be a little more opening here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, straighten. Next time we come down, here's this flat back airplane arm, shoulders wrap back. Alternate the heels or come up with both heels. Eyes fixed on one point. Facing our fears. Present, centered awareness. What's happening now? It's not about the future. Lower the heels, scoop up high. Take your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, and open up through your chest. Kind of catch your breath. Come back to breath. Feel that spaciousness opening in the front. Bring your hands onto your glutes or your low back, just pressing the hips forward, like you're putting your hands in your back pockets. You can also use a fist. And then let this be a little bigger back bend. These back bending postures are poses that are vulnerable. Vulnerability is scary. Opening ourselves to the unknown is scary. These postures allow us to practice in a safe place. Opening. Release to center. With your hands at the crease of the hips in front, soften the knees and fold in half. And so after that opening, we come down here and we just fold into a place that might feel a little more safe, a little more contained or protected. So forward folds can be a tool also to help us just come back in when we get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's step back to downward facing dog. You can take a vinyasa if you like. And when you're ready, raise the right leg, this time open the hip. So hip openers are vulnerable as well. Breathe into your body, this experience here now. And on the inhale, step that leg through top of the mat, the back heel drops. Rise up to warrior one. And then peel out into warrior two. We're going to take a really wide stance, warrior two. Give yourself a moment to bounce in and out of this pose to get comfortable here. And then shifting your eyes to your right hand, we're going to make that Abhaya Mudra. So you're going to be super intentional, just the right hand, not the left. Really flex at the wrist. You want to actually feel a little bit of effort happening there at the wrist. The muscles in your arms are tight. Your eyes are set fiercely on the right middle knuckle. And just be here in this gesture of fearlessness. If you want, you can bring that left hand again to your belly. Just kind of covering up this, giving a gentleness to that space where fear resides in our body. Let your arm feel this strength. And then release the hands both flat. Turn the right palm and come into reverse warrior. This again is a pose that makes us feel open, exposed, expanded. And in this moment, you're in a safe place to expand, to open yourself. Let breath accompany whatever is here. And let's windmill the hands to the earth. Come to downward facing dog. Vinyasa if you like. When you're ready, raise your left leg, bend the knee, open the hip. Wiggle out your foot, just let that hip extend. And then slowly drag that foot to the top of the mat. Come up really slow, super slow, warrior one. Take your time. And then we're opening into warrior two. We'll turn to face you. So Abhaya Mudra is only done with the right hand. So on the second side, just a regular warrior two. Looking out over the left middle knuckles. You might notice that your whole body feels a little softer on this side, a little less rigid. Beautiful. Turn that left palm and reverse the warrior. Find some opening, some space in the left side of you. Breathe into that space. And on your exhale, windmill your hands to the earth. Downward facing dog, your choice if you want to stay here or flow through vinyasa. When you're ready, the right leg comes up, step between your thumbs, back foot turns. Inhale, warrior one. Take a moment here in warrior one to feel your back foot. So the back foot is actually even stronger, more stable than the front foot. Arms are going to come out wide into a T. Turn your palms down and reach behind you. Interlace your hands. We're moving into humble warrior. So pressing your feet into the earth, lean forward, head down, knuckles high. Come into this pose of strength and humility. Strength and humility, present here now. Strength for this moment, humility in this moment. Release the hands. Inhale back to warrior one. And as you exhale, let your fingertips come to the floor. The back foot springs off the floor. We're in a 3-point balance. Okay, so of course we're going to play with balance today as we face our fears. Option to stay here, but I encourage you to try and lift your hands off the floor, maybe just one hand. Your hands can come to your heart, out into a T, behind you or over your head, but come into a version of warrior three. You might feel your legs shaking a little bit. That's good. That means we're getting stronger. We're facing our fears. We're being fearless, trying something new. Let your fingers come back to the floor and step back again to lunge. We're going to drop the knee to the earth and press up a little deeper into that hip flexor. Arms come up overhead. So here, deep, slow breaths, full body breaths. aware of what's here now. And as you exhale, the hands come to the mat. Tuck the toes and walk your hands to the wide edge of the mat. Let your head hang down. You can bring your hands to the outside edges of the feet and gently pull your head toward the mat. Full deep breaths here. And coming up to a half lift, let's move to the left side. So you're going to come into warrior one on your left. Super slow motion, arms reach high. Check in with that back foot. And then arms come down to the sides, interlace. Move deliberately here. Don't just drop. Move slowly. Chest lifts. Hinge from the hips and come down into your humble warrior. Knuckles high, head down low. What do you find here? In this moment, with feet firmly on the earth, there's nothing to fear. In this moment, there is breath. You're safely confined in your home. Your body is strong enough to hold you here. Be here, fearless. And slowly rise. Inhale, arms up. And then we'll release the hands to the mat. Come onto the toes and drop the knee. Here's our deeper hip opening lunge. Press up. Arms reach high. It's a lot of action around the hips. Breathe there. Deepen the breath. And then let the fingertips come to the floor. And we'll move into that balance pose again. So fingers forward, lift the back leg. A trick here is to press hard with your foot. So really dig in down into the earth. Make your standing leg firm. Imagine a footprint on the wall behind you as you lift your hands. Breathing in strength and courage in this moment, here now. The ground supports you, your leg is strong. Wobbling is okay. Release the hands to the earth, come back to your lunge and wide straddle once again. And now this time, let's turn the toes out and bend side to side. It's really the first time we've moved into those inner thighs. Give yourself whatever kind of stretch you need. You can stay up high or sit down a little lower. So we're just going to make this movement a little bit bigger. This is the last standing sequence. So turn your right toes and come all the way around into a straighter leg hamstring stretch. Lift up and twist, right arm comes up. And then we're going right back through the center. You're going to bend that knee, come wide, all the way around to the left, where the left leg straightens, and we'll twist. So not a lot of rules, just moving from side to side, bending, straightening, and twisting. You're moving in a 360-degree range around your hips as you do this. We're just exploring. You might find a place that feels a little stuck or rigid. You can stay there, explore. So one more time in both directions. And as we come back to center, turn the toes sideways, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Take your ankles and pull. Breathe here. And come back up to your flat back. We'll return to the top of the mat. You're going to drop both of your knees. Let's take a cat and cow. And then settle yourself back into a wide-kneed child's pose. And if it's possible, rest your forehead on something, a block or your hands. And let this gentle pressure on your forehead just support you. Let this be a pose of safety, of protection. And we'll return upwards and we'll come around to a seat. Let's find a butterfly pose, the soles of the feet together, the flesh cleared from underneath. And we're just going to use this butterfly as the base of our twist. And we'll go a little deeper into the spine here. So on an inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. And on the exhale, rotate toward your right side. And you can start with your left hand on your right knee. Let's find a deep twist here. And once you have that deep twist, release the pressure with your left hand and let that hand just kind of come further up your hip or onto your waist. So it's your torso that's holding you here. Inhale to sit tall. Exhale to use your core muscles to twist you a little deeper. And then unwind back to center. Rotate to your left side. Move slowly. You can use that hand to just help you get started. And once you find your tall spine, release that hand higher up your leg or maybe onto your waist so you're not pressing with the right hand. And unwind back to center. Extending the legs out in front of you. And take those legs nice and long, clear the flesh under your buttocks. Take your arms high, deep breath in. And on the exhale, let's hinge from the hips and fold over the legs. You can walk your hips back a little bit more. Feeling like you're on the front of your sitting bones. Try to lengthen the spine before folding down. If you'd like a little extra protection here, take a Baya Mudra with your right hand. So you're folded, but your right hand is in this gesture. You can feel that strength in your hand. It's like you're creating a little field around yourself of protection, of support, like a boundary. And release your hand, come up to sit, draw the knees in, and let's move into boat pose. In boat pose, you can take any version you like. Knees can be bent or straight. But I'd like you to use Abhaya Mudra and your other hand either on your belly or your heart. You can choose. So this pose of strength, of effort. Be present here. Feel what your body is feeling in this pose, even if it's resistance and dislike. That's okay. You don't have to love the pose. You just have to do it. Breathe deep. You might feel a little shaky. That's good. Both hands on the back of the knees. Bring yourself to easy seat and close your eyes. Just want you to notice what got stirred up there. Just notice what's here. The end of this practice. Deep, slow breaths. In this moment, there's just a field of protection around you, a space of safety. You have your breath, you have the earth beneath you. Take this with you down onto your back. Go ahead and draw the knees into the chest and give yourself a nice little squeeze here on your back. You can move your knees from side to side. Maybe happy baby if you like that. And then we're going to place our left foot on the floor, cross the right knee into a figure four, reach down and pull the legs in. So you're going to pull the left leg toward you, push the right knee away. You're getting a nice stretch right now in your right piriformis. So take a moment to just feel that. Deep breath in and a long breath out. Let your left foot fall flat on the floor. You're going to keep this figure four for the twist. So the arms open and the legs just drop to the left side. You kind of feel your right ankle wedged inside, wedged into that left thigh. Your head turns right. Exaggerate some deep breaths here. Move breath down into your hips, your low back. Let the exhale be complete. And as we come back through center, we'll just switch sides. Left foot makes a figure four on the right. You can pull the right thigh in, press the left knee away. Breathe deeper, feel more. And then letting the right foot drop, let's open the arms into a T. The feet drop to the right and the head moves left. Close your eyes, engage in deeper breaths. As we're doing this class, a lot of you might be able to hear wind outside. Wind itself is an unsettling energy. And our bodies experience wind with a little sense of fear, an unsettledness when it's a windy day. So let's just overcome that by breathing deeper and allowing the walls of our structure support us, protect us. The noise of the world is happening out there, but in here there's peace, there's calm, there is breath, there's safety and protection. We're just going to slowly unwind into Shavasana here. So move as easily, as gently, as slowly as you can, unfolding onto your back. You might keep your arms wide. That's a vulnerable gesture as well, not folding in on ourselves, but being open. Breathe a little deeper than you normally do as you come into rest. And let this breathing be a practice of trust, of just trusting that as you lay here, the earth supports you. Your breath is dependable, predictable. The walls protect you. Safe here in this moment, and this moment. Take another deep, slow breath. And as you exhale, let your lips part and breathe out like a sigh. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch like you are yawning after a long nap. And slowly roll to one side and bring yourself back to a seat. I'd like to leave you with a quote by Rumi. And as we listen to this quote, bring your left hand again to your belly and your right hand into this gesture of fearlessness, this gesture of reassurance and safety, the Abhaya Mudra. Rumi says, you were born with potential. You were born with goodness and trust. You were born with ideals and dreams. You were born with greatness. You were born with wings. You were not meant for crawling, so don't. You have wings. Learn to use them and fly. Bring your wings together in front of your heart, a gesture of gratitude. My friends, when you feel fear or anxiousness, stress come into your life, I hope this practice gave you a couple of things that you can use to stand in the present moment and feel a little less fear. Have an amazing day. Namaste.